It's coronavirus. Westchester County. Okay. We are all going to die. Man, what? I blame my mother. I blame my mother. Welcome to morning. You know what? You're not welcome. I don't want to have you here while I'm having a breakdown. Get out. Just get out. I'm kidding. Of course, stay. I am the Fat Mantis, so you will listen to every goddamn word about the coronavirus that I have to say. That's right, the world is coming to an end, which explains why yesterday everyone voted like it was the end of the world. That's right. I'm not even sure if anyone was actually paying attention to whoever they clicked in those boxes. They just knew coronavirus had hit the shores of America. They walked right in there. They didn't want to talk to anyone. They certainly didn't want to engage any people on an outro poll or whatever. And they just clicked whatever and they got out. And as we all know, the higher probability is Biden, since Biden was in about 8 different slots and Bernie only had like half a slot. So you actually had to read the fine print in order to vote for him. So yeah, it went our way. Diamond Joe is now apparently something, which is, that's a topic for another day. But the thing I'm concerned about is my home county, where I currently live, I'm not from here, has now been hit with coronavirus. Within one day, it went from 1 to 6 victims over here, and it is just ripping. It's gonna rip through these suburbs, man. I'm pretty scared. And the guy who did it, he was relatively wealthy, as a lot of Westchester people are. He was a lawyer, and he commuted down into the city every day. So that's the Metro North. He's infected all those jokers, and he went down into his office. And those guys are Westchester dads who just end up getting on the Metro North coming back. So we don't even know how widespread it is. And obviously his wife is infected as well. And being a suburban wife, she's clearly having an affair. So that means she infected the pool boy, and probably whatever college guy is tutoring her teenage daughter in literature. So that's going to destroy the young population right there. So that's pretty much what we got going on here. To calm me down, I'm going to tell you a little story in a new segment that I have called Tales of the Suburbs. That's right. I run into crazy people and crazy things almost every other day. And today's tale is going to be referred to as the BJJ Mom. I don't know if you knew this, but I fancy myself a martial artist. That's right. For my longest running career I've done for the most amount of years in a row was being a children's instructor of traditional martial arts. I'm into it. I'm into the meditation. I'm into the Tai Chi, but I'm also in Kung Fu, but I like to dabble. And I realized that I am lacking in my grappling skills. So one day I'm at work and, a customer comes in and she's a, clearly fit mom. She's got a pixie cut and, she's wearing a shirt that says BJJ Mom. Now, I was actually thinking of using the local BJJ gym and joining it and learning some grappling techniques. So I was like, hey, that's a cool shirt. I would love to train over there. How is it? And she's like,
it's exquisite. It's amazing. I don't do it. My sons do it.
Which, now that I think about it, that makes sense. The BJJ Mom, right? However, she is a fangirl and she starts fangirling really, really hard. She's just giving this place praises and she's going on and on and on. And she's like,
and you don't want to go to any of these other places.
And I'm like, a lot of bad martial arts places around here? And she goes,
no, a lot of bad martial arts.
And I'm like, what do you mean? So Wendy is like, did I just use her name? No, she's not Wendy. She's Laura. So Wendy is like,
there are martial arts. And then there's BJJ.
Now, for all of you who aren't hip to the martial arts world or what's going on, BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioners, are essentially like CrossFitters. Or they're like vert skaters versus street skaters. A lot of people think they're thugs. They are not thugs. They're jocks. They're the types of people who would totally fit in high school and are just superior to everybody because they're really good athletes. And they're like, look at me, I'm so cool. I shop at Old Navy. Or whatever hip spot is. Look at what I'm wearing. I don't know what hip spot is. But there are people who they like to share memes about how cool they are, how hard they work out, how much better they are than everybody else. To explain it simpler to you, These are a bunch of jocks who will make fun of you about what a wuss you are, then later on go blow each other in the shower because they're so manly. Apparently, Wendy had taken the pill and she had she took a whole bottle fill and chewed each one, and I just looked at her and I was thinking, like, I want to fight your master right in front of your kids so they can see their master be defeated by a traditional martial artist. And then you know what? I want to fight your husband. And in a sane world, after I beat their master, I would win his school. And in a sane world, after I beat her husband, she would have to marry me, and those little brats would have to call me daddy. I've been cooped up a lot hiding from this disease. Finally, at the end of our conversation, Wendy reveals that she is so into the sport that she is making her 9-year-old son cut weight so that he can make a weight class in his wrestling club. And I'm talking about cutting weight, not losing weight. I don't know if you know the difference, but cutting weight is far more unhealthy for you. That's what a great mom, Miss Suburbs is. Miss Crossfitter, Miss BJJ Mom. So we're gonna move on. We're just gonna move on. Anyway, that was just that was something that happened to me in the suburbs. Anyway, moving on to entertainment. I don't know if you've seen the new pics, but the new pics for the new Batman costume and gear is up, and take a look right there. So I've just got to say, that looks like ghetto Batman. Seriously, it actually looks like what Batman would go through after Bernie Sanders becomes president. Because what it is Bernie's taxing the rich so much, the billionaire playboy Bruce Wayne would actually end up being just 100,000 the air. I mean, look at that. I mean, that is a nice car. That is a rich person's car, but it's not like a super rich person's car. I mean, my uncle has a car like that. It's broken down and it's on his lawn, and he swears he's gonna one day break it out, but he has one like that. It's just some Guido muscle car. So I mean, but it'll be an interesting Batman. It's certainly a different take on it, but yeah, I mean, that's just like a Ford Mustang or something. So moving on. Speaking of women that I love, Troian Bellisario, for all of those who don't know her, she played the nerdy girl in Pretty Little Liars, and she was my favorite liar. She was honestly the main reason. I went for all the liars, but she was the main reason I went. I love her. So she apparently going to be on a CBS drama, and she is playing an analogy to AOC. That's right, everyone's favorite congresswoman, AOC, will now be represented by Troian Bellisario. The premise is that she's a young, fresh Democrat who has all these great ideas about how to fix America, and then she has this rival, slightly older but good-looking Republican congressman who's her foil. They have tension and then they fall in love, and can they fix America? Can they find love in a hopeless place? And the verdict is, I'm seeing it. Only because of you, Troian. Only because of you. But I mean, that's it for entertainment. I guess I have to deal with the fact that I'm in a disease-ridden wasteland. Hope you guys are all safe. You're all doing well. Remember, just quit all your classes, quit your jobs. Get in that bomb shelter, whatever. Go with God. Live the dream. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Just say no to Corona, unless it's a beer. Remember to keep tuning in to Voice of the Fat Mantis for more pop culture and just making fun of American society. It is getting funnier and funnier as it goes along. And straight up, I want to make this promise to you right now. Should I get the coronavirus, that I will make a video from my deathbed every single day until I have left this godforsaken earth. You have a promise from the Fat Mantis. Oh, and Troian. Ciao for now, bitches.
You ever been to a caucus? No, you haven't. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier. You said you were.
Make sure make sure you have the record player on at night, the phone. And so he was up on the board, wouldn't listen to me. I said, hey, Esther, you, off the board, or I'll come up and drag you off. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by, you know the thing. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
I'm beginning to see why your wife left you.
and he cut off a 6-foot length of chain. He folded up, he said, you walk out with that chain. And you walk to the car and say, you may cut me, man,